Right, okay, everyone, we're back on the old, yes, Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. There we go, yes. So, basically, we did the first chapter last time. Quite an interesting one. Long story short is, well, we got a bit of a bit of a summary of the bottom. I returned to Athena, which is a city in the Mediterranean. Don't know if it really exists or not, but that's what it is in the game. To look for my mother, Ursula. The city has changed so much lately. I need to adapt if I want to get my bearings. So that doesn't help us much at all, really, other than the fact that a lot's happened other than that, basically. Your mum's disappeared. Your mum left a pendant. You grabbed this pendant. Turns out this pendant gives you the ability to become Harmony, which is the link between our world and Reverie, basically. Reverie, this world where aspirations, these personifications of things such as Harmony exist. There's other ones, I can't remember what one's called, but there's one called Power. I think there's one called Truth that we've not met yet. We're about to meet, hopefully, at some point. Yeah, and that's just it. And basically, it's a sort of visual novel sort of game. Lots of text. You just basically make decisions, but you can see kind of where your decisions are going to lead to, and it's up to you then to sort of forge a path to get to that outcome, basically. But along the way, you can only get to certain outcomes if you essentially please certain aspirations. So, like, for instance, you might need to make a decision. You might need to have Power's support, and that's personified, if that's right, well, represented by sort of getting a token essentially from Power, where you've made a decision which he approves. It's a he in this case, Power seems to be anyway. And then it allows you to access perhaps a decision that we would otherwise not have been able to do unless you had Power's support. So there's various things like that. It might be multiples. The path might branch to an extent where you need multiple aspiration support. Who knows? But we'll see. So it kind of you've got to support an aspiration as well as make the decision. So there's two choices. Where you might not select the aspiration. Power, is he's basically, but well, yeah, it seems to be he's a guy who just thinks, the aspirations are like the meaning of everything, almost like better than gods kind of thing. The way he came across that, you might not like him, but then to make a decision that you want might mean supporting him. So it just adds a bit of a complexity and more thought required than just making a binary choice, or maybe there's more than two choices sometimes. I don't know yet, but there we go. But all right, let's see how we get on. I think that's the gist of it roughly. I'm sure we'll pick it up if I missed anything off. Right, so there we go. So we got to the end of the first chapter. There might be some more text. I don't know. You can see in the top right here, we got like a power crystal and there's Bliss as well. Bliss is this little girl who's a bit cyberpunky, quite, I don't know. But anyway, we made a decision down here that Power approved of, which I think was this one. We warned Nora, which is a sort of granddaughter, I think, of your stepdad or something like that, because she wanted to do something and we didn't think it was a good idea. But, we didn't really want to support Power, but Power's like a bit more practical rather than passionate, and it seems, so he approved of that decision. So, interesting. But, all right, let's go on, see what happens. All right, okay, double click. All right, look at this. Act overview. This is the act overview. It appears when reaching the end of a chapter. All right, so interesting. An act is composed of several chapters, each having its own objectives. An act overview is a simplified vision of all the chapters composing an act. All right, interesting. Okay, so, right. So, basically, all right, okay. This is the objective you just completed by helping Nora make a decision about the future. So, okay, so maybe it unlocks certain pathways through this bit, depending on what you picked. It is now part of your ongoing journey towards the main pivot points of the story, the outcomes. Well, look at this. So you can see these pathways. So if you go all on Bliss, but you might presumably Power and possibly Truth, because we mentioned Truth. An outcome represents the conclusion of great events of the future. They're unlocked by the crystals you collect throughout the chapters. At the end of a chapter, all the crystals you've collected are automatically transferred to the outcomes. All right, so they do persist over thing. I thought it's implied previously that they were removed after each chapter, but they kind of are. But there's obviously an overarching tally of these crystals you get, which are supporting the aspirations. Like we've got one for Power here. It's probably easier to go for the right decision here because you share between the two aspirations, where you have to go all in on Bliss for the left one. So maybe we've gone down the easy route. I don't know. At the end of a chapter, all the crystals you collected are automatically transferred to the outcomes. Unlocking an outcome generally requires a large number of crystals. I assume you have to. Well, do you have to get both? I don't know. Maybe you can spread it so that you don't get any of them. Right, okay. At the end of an act, you will have to pick one. All right. So you have to pick an outcome. So On the augural, this is the screen. You can press semicolon. That's a strange option. At any time to access the act overview. Semicolon, eh? That's a well-known button for accessing things on the keyboard. Do not hesitate to check it regularly and see your progress towards the outcome you're aiming for. Well, all right. Close this tutorial and use the left mouse button on the node to start the next chapter. Interesting. A long road ahead. I don't know what that is then. Is that the choice we made? On the other side, empty rooms. I don't know what the long road ahead was. Can I go? It says it's locked there for some reason. I don't know why that is. Alright. I'm not sure then what the long road ahead is. Maybe that's just, I don't know. Yeah, alright, anyway. So we got, alright, so we got these things. We can't see these because the eye's closed on it. So we only unlock those when we've got certain progress. Like these two will unlock when we do this, basically. There's some kind of thing there. More glory and more grief than I can tell. Alright. So there you go. So bliss. You return should mean hope, joy. Sadness is what's stopping this place from thriving. So I guess bliss makes things happy. Blissful. Power. This place needs a guiding hand. Harmony. So I'll read that again. This place needs a guiding hand. Harmony. Someone to show the way. Have 13 bond or power crystals. There's bond who we've not got yet. I thought it's truth, but it's bond. I assume we'll find bond in a second. Name's Bond. Aspiration Bond. Familiar face recognition or emotion. Familiar face foreign emotion. I just butchered that. Hold off for now. Gain 1 bliss crystal. Gain 1 bond crystal. Let's know about Laszlo. Right, well, we'll see. So bond is about to appear, I think. Familiar face foreign emotion. Alright, so maybe, does that mean that bond is someone we already know? The eye symbol means that node will trigger a revelation. Revelations unveil nodes still visible to Polly on the augural. See the links extending from the icon. They point to the nodes that will be revealed. Wow, look at that. Wow. Wow. Wowzer. Right, so, okay, goodness me, so look at this. Wow, so you can see there's a lot going on here. Must I have to make an overall... There only seems to be binary choices, though, have you noticed? Things rarely have 2 choices. Alright, so clearly... Alright, well... Not really sure what to make of that, but... doesn't really help us too much. We just got to get him into it. So, okay. Hold off for now. Ask no about Laszlo. Right, Laszlo's expecting me. Maybe more than anyone else is. Maybe more than anyone else. Right. I reckon Laszlo's going to be Bond. What do you reckon? Seamer's Creek. Nice place. Some purple on the beach for some reason. Don't know what that purple's about. I look up at the sky. The clouds floating by, obscuring the newly revealed stars. Really many clouds in the sky to look at it. Familiar but unknowable, beautiful but ever-changing.
I came out here for like 2 hours last week.
Right, Nora's appeared. So we just got Seamer's Creek. So Seamer's Creek, unfortunately, Alma's only public beach has been closed since the 90s. Because of the toxic waters dumped into our sea, swimming on this side of the island is strictly forbidden. All right. Wonder if that's from Mono Concern. Since the Green Hills Agreement of 2026 from Sonic the Hedgehog, Mono Concern has been hard at work to rid the coast of pollution. All right, okay. It is confident that it will be able to clear the beaches by the end of the decade. A brand new water park near Seamer's Creek will create new job opportunities. Construction on the park should be completed just as our shores are reopened to the public. All right, I came here for 2 hours last week.
I believe it.
Okay, well, Polly, yeah, Polly.
They suck you in, don't they? Especially when the sea's calm and you can see them reflected down there.
I look over at her, neck craned upwards, a half smile on her lips. I wish this was narrated, these inner monologues. I don't know why they're not. She seems calmer, I'm glad. I mean, maybe they're not because it would give something away, who knows, but I doubt it. Alright, time to rip off. Oh.
Time to rip off the bandage.
I forgot it was narrated.
Let's go see Laszlo.
I'll be at your side.
I'm not quite sure what the problem is with seeing Laszlo. Maybe it's because your mum's disappeared. I don't know.
I know you will.
Right. Some Bond here that I'm not overly familiar with. She lowers her gaze from heavens to look me in the eye.
You haven't seen him the last few days? Full on denial. It's killing me to see him like this.
I'm not sure what the denial's about unless I missed something. If it's, I say, your mum disappearing.
Sounds rough. But we'll find a way. Right? Even if we have to outdrink him with his own imported beers.
Now again, I'm not understanding the context here, but we'll find out maybe soon enough. That wins me another smile. Clearer this time.
They are so expensive. And I'm broke, just so you know.
We walk through the streets of our childhood, laughter bouncing off the old familiar walls. We chat as we go. We're sad that one store closed. Amazed that another has managed to stay open. We laugh. A godsend considering the circumstances. But the further we walk, the worse the flickers get. All right, oh, lovely place. Bond's Estuary. Okay, so here's Bond. But then... I don't get it. Are we in Reverie again? I don't know. All right, well, Bond. Images of other places, impossible places, Reverie, okay. Birds flutter about my head, phasing in and out of reality, and a kindly voice calls my name. Bond. The name's Bond. Bond. And then he's there in front of me. Oh, he's got his own theme tune. He's obviously, living off the land kind of, well, I don't know, what he's a hermit type of guy maybe, who knows, let's see. Bonds with nature, I guess.
Greetings. Oh, did I startle you?
Okay, yeah, alright, yeah, he's exactly kind of as we'd expect him to look.
Where am I? Who are you? Another aspiration?
So you saw that circle around her head, didn't she? Because sometimes you get that and sometimes you have squares.
Exactly. I'm Bond.
James
My
Bond.
siblings keep forgetting about me. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Let's look at the older thing then. The kindest of all aspirations, Bond is the connection between all things and strength in numbers. Selfishness is a foreign concept to Bond. He lives through the eyes and feelings of others. Okay, why has he got no eyes on the picture there? Or no pupils. Bond was once a multitude, but resigned himself to becoming a single being for the convenience of the other aspirations. Okay, this is mainly because he needs them to exist and forge connections on which he thrives. Communication between the aspirations has greatly improved thanks to Bond, and he introduced the concepts of equality and inclusivity to dreams. Alright. Seems to be a nice guy.
No.
Circles again.
Guess I'm getting used to it. I feel at home somehow.
Naturally.
Right.
My path is one of community, friendship, and empathy. My mangrove forest is a place of warmth and safety.
Right, so is it mangrove forest we've got now? Bond's Marsh, there we go. The once vibrant, thriving jungle has been quiet for a few cycles now. There, wrapped in shadows, swarms of life forms live and multiply. Bond knows each and every soul and secret that dwells within his boundless marsh, and he cares for them all. His mind swims through their energy, breeding new lives each day. Although this cosmos has lost much of its vital energy, Bond kindly watches over it like a shepherd, welcoming vagrant dreams as well. Alright, okay. Good on you, Bond.
And I am an excellent host.
Excellent host, he says.
The journey before you, Harmony, is one with many roads and even more destinations.
Okay. I think that's very true.
I am here to guide you towards those that lead to understanding, not conflict.
So the game seems to be you can either go with Power and Bond, who seem to presumably share a bit of a common goal to an extent based on the thingy bob. We can jump to that screen apparently. Oh, no, we can't. I've pressed the semicolon button. It's not worked. No, so we can't jump to that screen. Not yet anyway. Or we can go the bliss route, it seems.
I know this won't be as simple as that.
There are circles around head, but not
Fortunately.
one circle, many of them. She seems to relay her emotions, these different shapes.
Oh, you mean your mother. I know you will find a way to see eye to eye with her.
Fat chance, but sure, let's pretend that's even remotely possible.
I don't wish to keep you. Before you go, I have but one piece of advice. Remain mindful of others.
Okay, very mindful of others.
Then your journey may be one of discovery, not destruction.
Okay. All right. Well, remain mindful of others then. Okay. Laszlo's bar. Whoever has heard the name Laszlo? Who is Laszlo? Another game. Before I can reply to this newest aspiration, I blink and I'm back on Athena.
Turns out he wasn't even talking to me. Can you believe it? What an idiot. Well, we're here.
So what have we been doing as we've walked here? Maybe that's something we should be asking and we're not, you know. Maybe it's a problem for, you know, for later in the game. She's right, Lazarus bar. I give her a reassuring nudge and we head to the counter. Right, so I still can't go to the semicolon screen. Lazarus bar, one of the numerous bars built under tram lines in the early 70s. Run by a colourful bartender for over 20 years, it has earned quite the reputation. Under City Council's Community Enhancement Programme, tiny bars such as this one flourished around Athena's tram stations. However, they slowly disappeared in the 10s and were replaced by larger automated multi-storey breweries. This bar is among the last of its kind, importing beverages from neighbouring islands and coasts. Right. This place hasn't changed at all, except it's a little messier. A lot messier, in fact. But the rest? The ramshackle seating, the sticky counter, the rumble of the tram line overhead, this place always feels like a second home to me. And there, tending bar.
Polly, you're here. I'm so glad you're finally here.
Oh, there's Laszlo. Laszlo. He leaves the counter and comes over. Before I can react, he's grabbed me in a bear hug. My phone jams up into his ribs and I force a smile.
My word, it's good to see you, Polly. You look like a strong breeze would knock you over. Are you eating? Here, look, I've got snacks behind the bar.
Right, that's what we got there, Laszlo. Born April 13th, 1974. Former nurse and owner of a well-established bar in Alma. Widow of Alex Natalizia, with whom he had one daughter, Veruca Kassar. Veruca Kassar. I feel like I've heard that name in this game somewhere, the name Kassar anyway. Met Ursula Beauclair while on duty at St. James's Hospital. Was one of the first community members to join her in renovating the Naiads, which is that swimming pool place. Naiads. Briefly sat on the city council in the 90s, became his granddaughter Nora's legal guardian when Veruca Kassar chose not to raise her child. Oh, there we go. That's... Alright, that was the way it was. Yeah, okay. Refused multiple offers from Mono Concern to franchise his bar. I'm not sure I like that name, Mono Concern. That sounds a bit stupid, doesn't it? Mono Concern, you know, one concern, but I don't know. Is it too on the news? You look like a strong breeze knock you over, got snapped behind the bar. Nora rolls her eyes. She wasn't wrong. His smile is too wide, his voice a bit too loud. Lazarus is jolly fell, but this is a bit too jolly for the situation. Why? He's trying to see the best of it. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Alright. Distant objectives. Several objective nodes have been revealed. It will be impossible to gather the crystals required to complete both objectives. Alright. You will have to make a decision. Will you follow Bliss's path or Bond's instead? Yeah, alright, okay. Well, can we go to the other thing? We can. We can now do that. Alright, so there we go. So that's Bliss's path or Bond's path. And then we have an overall thing up here. So we have this alternate path and then we have this overall one. Interesting. Alright, well, do we have to make a choice now? Goodness me, already. Hold off for now, Bliss. You haven't seen each other for ages. Take it easy. Serious stuff can wait. So Bliss is kind of for the moment, isn't she, I guess? I don't know. But Bond, alright. A family tree's a fragile thing. Be careful how you handle it, Harmony. Well. I don't know. I mean, what do we do? I don't know. We've got these distant choices. So Bond, someone goes away and the community falls apart. Bring it back together. Let it heal in unity. Lazarus hiding his emotions. You need to strengthen his bonds with the people he loves. Gain 5 bond crystals. Conditions have 2, gain 5. Alright. Oh dear. Well, I don't know. Oh dear, I don't know what to do now. It's I feel like Bliss is the kind of, not the wrong way, but the way that isn't the obvious way. Is the way like, oh, don't worry about it, just do what you like. Whereas Bond is kind of like, you know, do the right thing, and Power was kind of do the right thing as well. So Bond and Power are both kind of do the right thing. Where Bliss is like, just don't worry about it. Ignorance is bliss, I guess. There we go. Oh dear. Well, we went with Power originally, didn't we? Not seen each other for ages. Take it easy. Serious stuff can wait. We have this offshoot here as well. What's that about? We only need 2 for either one, though. You know, we get 1 from here, so... But then we might only get 1 from there. Family tree's a fragile thing. Be careful how you handle it, Harmony. I'm going to go with Bond. I feel like it's the right thing to do. But should I be doing the wrong thing? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to just do the right thing all the time. I don't know. Not seen each other for ages. Just have a chat. Family tree is a fragile thing. Be careful how you handle it. Serious stuff can wait. What's the serious stuff though? Is that just talking about your mum? Oh, this is quite difficult. I don't know. It shouldn't be this difficult, should it? I should just take these decisions. I mean, this is a relatively straightforward decision. Just don't worry about it. Have it easy for a bit. Careful how you handle it. Serious stuff can wait. I'm going to go, let's hold off for now. That's the bus off to grab some needed snacks, and I turn to take in the place. It really is exactly the same, minus the extra mess. I know I just realised went against what I was saying. I just thought, you know what? We just met him. We're not seeing. Let's just have a bit of a relax and get into serious stuff in a bit. I feel like Bliss, exactly what she said. I can only see one thing that's really changed. The photo of Ursula that used to hang behind the bar. It's gone. All right.
Here we go. A Polly special on the house.
So is he not that bothered? He's brought over an armful of snacks and drinks, including several of my favourite brands. Latenia, Made and Spicy.
Ooh. Right down memory lane.
Wait. I forgot something. Don't move.
Alright, okay. We made our decision. Hold off for now. Something's afoot with Lazo. Something besides Ursula's disappearance. Yeah, alright. That's very true. Something's going on. Something's going on. With Laszlo fussing about behind the bar, Nora smiles and goes over to chat with some regulars. There are a few faces I recognise, names bubbling up in from the fog of forgotten memory, Laszlo's friends. They look older, shrunken almost. Snippets of conversations drift my way. I feel like I've seen that sentence before. He's not, from this game, he's not the same these last few days. What's wrong with him? I turn it away, I don't need to anymore. They're worried too, I need to do something. Alright, okay. So we're going through this one quite quickly. This is an inevitable node. You have no choice but to play this type of node when it becomes available. Alright, inevitable nodes. Inevitable node. Alright, okay. Laszlo's a pro at avoiding serious subjects. No choice but to listen to him for now. It's inevitable. So we didn't get any thing from here, really, when we've made this choice. It didn't actually give us any crystals. Alright. We've got to play. It's inevitable. We can't do anything about this one. I strike up a conversation with him, but he immediately launches a discussion of Armor's politics. And the price of importing beer. Importing beer. Now let him do the talking. It feels good to hear him talk about mundane things.
Did Nora tell you about the storm a while back?
I've seen pictures. How bad was it?
Bit of flooding around the island, but the walls held and the roof barely leaked at home. Nora helped board up the bar.
All right.
We had a good laugh at all the drowned drones the next day. Spotted some MK folks trying to scoop them up before they floated out to sea.
Mono concern.
Competitive drone fishing.
He smiles and his face relaxes somehow.
The sport where nobody wins.
Right, that was inevitable. We didn't really do much though, did it? Alright, so we got to the point now where we're clearly avoiding the past, avoiding what's happened. Choose one of the next two nodes. Bliss, presumably just ignore everything. If he's too shy to talk in front of Nora, you should give him some privacy. Take him for a walk. Laszlo needs support, even if he won't admit it. Why don't you show him the way? Talk about the needs. Talk about change. Laszlo speaks about Ursula. Gain one bliss crystal. So you've still got the option of gaining various crystals. Warn him about denial. Be gentle. Ask him about Nora. Ask him how he feels. Okay, so you can't go that route. So this is just leads to there. These ones don't get crossed off though, you'll notice. So I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, they do. All right. So we can either take him for a walk, or we can give him our hands. He needs support. Even going to admit it, why don't you show him the way? If he's too shy to talk to Nora, here's some privacy. Worry about denial. Well, hang on. Ask him how he feels. Be gentle. Ask him about Nora. Warn him about denial. Okay, so we got this one. So that's kind of going back towards, that goes towards Bond. Talk about change. Laszlo speaks about mono concern. Laszlo speaks about mono concern. Gain £1 because Laszlo speaks about Ursula. So he doesn't speak about Ursula unless you go this way. And he talks to Nora. Opens up to his friends. So he's got some, he seems to have some issue with talking to Nora about something, it seems. I'm assuming. Ask him about Nora. Finally talks to Nora. Laszlo's hiding his emotions. Needs to strengthen the bonds. The people he loves. Someone goes away and the community falls apart. Bring it back together. Let it heal in unity. Nora goes away, presumably. Well, so what's going to happen? May the sun return soon. Something big's going to happen, isn't it? So there's obviously some issue with Nora here that's going to happen, I think. I'm assuming he's not happy with Nora, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm trying to piece together the what's going on between the lines here. It seems like the fact that, talks to Nora. Here, someone's gone away. Well, that could be goes away, so I don't think it's Ursula. I think it's Nora then, isn't it? So he's got issues with mono concern for some reason. Laszlo speaks about Ursula. Laszlo speaks about Ursula. We can't do that, so we can't. So do we want to try and get him to speak about Ursula? Warn him about denial. Laszlo speaks about mono concern. Oh dear. So he's got some problems. He's got Ursula, he's got mono concern, and he's got Nora. I don't know what to do here. I don't feel like I know enough to make this decision. Really. I'm trying to work out what's going on. Maybe you just don't know enough. We need to get 2 bliss crystals to get up there. We need to get 2 bond crystals. 1. So it is possible that we can't have enough, surely. Because if I go here, I get one thing crystal there. And then I could get a thing crystal there. So I might not have enough to go up there, surely. Unless... 2 bliss crystals. Well, we got a bliss crystal from the... We got it from somewhere. We got one from down here. Okay. Right, so... Yeah, we have to have enough at some point. Okay. I did get a crystal down there. So... Helping hand. Needs support. So we can either just go for a walk with him. Take it easy. Or we can try and force it. And then in which case he seems to talk about stuff, doesn't he? So basically, the problems he's got are Ursula and Mono Concern. That's his 2 problems. So it's change and Mono Concern. So what I'm gathering here is that the Mono Concern, it said they want to buy his bar, and he's considering it, presumably. Said that the place was a bit dirty, wasn't it, before? Remember we saw that. Did say that. So he's obviously not treating the bar like he used to. I feel like I'm too far to the... Can I move around? Can I move away? Okay, maybe a bit more central now. Don't know. Okay. Yeah, so that's the problem. He's missing his partner, and he's thinking of selling the bar. That's his problems. We can get to those if we take Bond, because we're going to force him to talk almost. If we go for Bliss... we just go for a walk, and it's more about Nora. I think there was some issue with Nora. I wasn't aware. Whatever an issue, was she transitioned from one sex to another or something? So I guess in this case we're going to be talking about Nora over here, rather than him. So I think that's where we're going to here. I think I've worked it out now. I wasn't sure what was going on before, but I think that's the gist of it. So it's his problems, sort of, or Nora. And if you get up here, he talks to Nora about her issues. Or if we go over here, someone goes away and the community falls apart. Bring it back together. Let's heal you. So, someone goes away. Nora, why would that affect the community? Alright, so what do we want to do? Are we interested in Nora or are we interested in Laszlo? I feel at the moment we haven't really got the... We don't know. I'm working this out that there's an issue with Nora. We haven't directly known there's an issue with Nora. We're inferring it from what's going on. So I don't know what to do here because I feel like Nora's our friend, but we're worried about Laszlo. We can't seem to fix both. Take him for a walk. So he's obviously go this way, he talks about Nora and his issues there. If we ask him about what his actual problems are, he talks about Mono Concern and Ursula. But we still can't get both in there. We can't solve both his problems. Seems like there's a lot that goes on between where we are and here. Okay, so we can't solve both his problems. But we can potentially solve Nora. But we're trying to find out about Ursula. Has Nora really got problems? You know, we don't know she's got problems. We're just, you know. Let's have a look at the codex. Can I look at the codex? I can't look at the codex. Come on, surely I can look at the codex. For goodness sake. It's not... I can't see the codex for some reason. Oh, there you go, codex. Okay. Laszlo. Right. Okay. Nora. This guy approached the fashion design school. Legal name changed to 18. In the speech therapist. Contact for them are concerned with experiments. I guess the name changed just to be Laszlo's daughter, maybe, or whatever. I'm not getting anything that concerning about Nora, really. It's too shy to talk in front of Nora. Give him some privacy. I just don't... I feel like I want to help Nora, but I don't feel like it's actually important, you know. I'm sure the issue is Ursula. He's got so many problems, I don't know what to do, really. Maybe I'm reading in too much of it as well. Am I reading in too much? He's too shy to talk in front of Nora. He should give him some privacy. Ask about Nora. Ask him how he feels. Be gentle. Warn him about denial. Laszlo needs support. Even if you admit it, why don't you show him the way? Change. Laszlo speaks about Ursula. Laszlo speaks... Oh no, that's going off it. MK. So this way he's thinking about selling the bar. Talks about Ursula. I don't know what to do. How he feels. Be gentle. What do we do with Laszlo? If we just go back to the basics, we just ask him, we just let him do the talking. Here we force it out of him. Let's go this way, because this is his real problems, isn't it? This is his real problems. This is what he wants to talk about. Because we let him talk. We go this way, these are like, oh, you know, stuff's going on, but you know, but this is what he wants to talk about because we let him say it. So let's go this way. This is going to be tough. Laszlo is open and generous, but when it comes to his feelings, not so much. It could be hard to get through to him. I wait until he's busy with a customer to talk to Nora.
Okay, I've got a plan.
Tell me.
His friends are here. You're here. There's no way I'm getting him to open up in this place.
But if you took him on a little walk somewhere...
Good thinking, good thinking.
Exactly.
I knew there was a reason we called you back. Polly and her brilliant ideas.
Polly's got a cracker. She leans over the bar and grabs a soda, popping it open and hoisting it in cheers.
Good luck.
Laszlo's hands, wrapped in a rag, smooth the fabric around and around the inside of a pint glass. I thought he was fixing snacks. I touch him gently and he flinches. Pain and turmoil flash across his face, but then he catches himself and the plastic smile returns.
Come on. Let's take a walk.
What do you mean? You just got here. And the bar.
Nora can watch the bar for a few minutes. Come on. Just around the block. I want to see how it's changed.
He stares glassy-eyed into space before returning to the here and now. Nodding, he ever so gently places the glass on the counter. A few moments later, we're strolling arm in arm. I can feel the tension in his grip, in his stride. But I can get through to him. I know I can. Alright, so we're going for a walk. The X icon means that the next node will trigger a revocation. That's something else other than a revelation. Do we have revelations, or did I misread revocation previously? It will block access to other nodes forever. Select a node with a revocation to see the nodes that will be blocked. So forever. I don't know what it means forever then. Alright. I don't know why forever. I don't know what they do. I mean, sure, you know, I know we can restart the chapter. Does that mean we can't, even if we restart the chapter, we can't go to those ones? Ask him about Nora. The way he acts around me tells me there's more going on than meets the eye. A bold move since he hates talking about his feelings, but times ask him how he feels. Be gentle. What about denial? Ask him how he feels. A bold move. But he hates talking about his feel, but time's up. That's about Nora. The way he acts around her tells me there's more going on than meets the eye. Warn him about denial. Ask him how he feels. Ask him about Nora. Oh dear. Well, we've gone down the bliss route, haven't we? We're committed to bliss now. Oh, well, not committed to bliss, but we've definitely, we are going down here. Basil finally talks to Nora. So no matter what we do, he has to do the Nora thing now. So we don't need to worry too much about Nora's concerns. Ask about Nora. The way it's around her tells me there's more going on than meets the eye. Gain 1 bond crystal. Finally talks to Nora. So there's obviously some issue with Nora that he's worried about. Ask him how he feels. Be gentle. Warn him about denial. So a bit more practical this way. This way, we're just being nice to him. He's kind of going with the flow with bliss here. With bond, we're being a bit more direct. Oh, I don't know. It's so difficult, really. I mean, maybe I shouldn't think about it too much. I don't think this is as important now. We're kind of down the route, and it will culminate in this bit here, talking to Nora. We have to do that now. So, do we ask about Nora? Do we go all in on bliss now? We've got bliss crystals. Warning about denial. Ask him about Nora. I feel like it's asking how it feels. We've gone down this route to find out what's wrong. Let's go for how he feels. Let's let him do the talking. We wander a while longer. Neither of us says a word. But enough is enough. I decide a bold move is the right one.
How are you, Laszlo? With everything? Ursula?
Oh, it is what it is.
What is it? He beams an uncanny megawatt smile.
I came here such a long time ago, I sometimes forget how complicated life was before.
We slow and stop. He unhooks his arm from mine. The scene below is beautiful. The rising moon floating above a motionless sea.
On a Tina, it sometimes feels like you could just go for a swim and let your problems dissolve in the ocean.
I know the feeling.
I know you do. You're from this place, after all.
Okay. Alright, so not much happened there. We just bonded a bit. Alright. Okay, be gentle. He's got a lot on his mind. Don't force it, Harmony. Alright, so we kind of just let him just go with the flow here. I don't know if that was the right decision or not. But I felt by the fact that he's just got so much money. He's got mono concern takeover. He's got that Ursula disappearing. He's obviously some issue with Nora as well. But we've kind of not found out any of them, have we? Because we were so indecisive, we've not really found out anything. We haven't found out about Ursula. We've not found out about mono concern. We've not found out about Nora. We've just gone with the flow. So is that a lesson learnt? Although he was direct here, ask him how he feels. He just says things have changed. Not quite the life it was. Oh. What's this rainbow here? Water. I don't know what that means. No, there's these symbols next to the text here. I don't know what that means. Right. Well, we got the text anyway. It's a very short text, actually, when you think about it. Okay. Choose one next to nose. All right, let's go. Got on his mind, be gentle. We stare out across the water, not moving, hardly breathing. The air is surprisingly still, but the smells of the approaching night wash over us. Lamb, spices, cigarettes.
How are you? Really?
He sighs a deep exhalation, tinged with sleepless nights and fear. When it's done, he stands unmoving, head cocked to the sky. Just as I'm about to ask again, he relents.
Honestly, Polly, I'm relieved.
Oh, okay.
That's
No, it's not what I was expecting
not
either.
what I was expecting.
Yeah, and that's not what I was expecting either. Yeah, I thought he had all these problems, and it turns out he hasn't got any. There we go. He's perfectly fine. Okay.
Sounds terrible, doesn't it?
That's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. So before we were like looking at it like, oh, he's got all these problems. Nora, Ursula, MK, whatever, MK Dons, whatever it is. But we found out that he's not really bothered about any of them.
I knew something was up. She was acting strangely at home. Like when you were young. Not enough for me to say anything. You know how she gets. But different. Something was definitely coming.
He smiles weakly. That's all I'm getting for now, but it's enough. He takes my arm again and we head back to the bar. So I guess he does have these other problems, you know, but I don't know. There's something. It's like he just accepted that something was going on with Ursula's life and he knew that she had to do something about it. So he's expecting it. All right, interesting. Okay, interesting. All right, well, we go back. May the sun return soon. It's been a long day, but there's still some things that need to be said. Well, we've got down the bliss. We have no choice now but to go that way. We had to anyway. As soon as we went this way, I think we picked a bliss crystal down here anyway. So as soon as we did this second one, it was impossible for us to do this one. So, all right, been a long day. Still some things that need to be said. All right. Night has fallen. The place is almost empty, apart from Laszlo's friends and a phone-browsing Nora. A lot of text. I'm curious, but it's not my place to investigate. At least not now. So something... Well, there's a lot going on, and it probably will take more than one playthrough to know everything.
It has been a day.
Definitely a day.
Tomorrow's creeping up on us already.
He nods his head at me, but this time it's genuine. There's a faint sparkle in his eyes. His arm isn't gone, but the straps have loosened. It's a start. I feel like it's a bit exaggerated is what's going on there. I don't feel like there was that big of an issue going on. I don't know, but... Well, I guess there was, but you know what I mean? I didn't feel like it was obvious that there was something probably. It wasn't like coming out crying his eyes, that was it? It was just, you know, we made out that there was some big issue and there wasn't really one. And about some armour and stuff. What's this armour? You know, there's not really... I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, we can't do this one. We literally can't do it. We can't do it. We have to do this one. Laszlo finally talks to Nora. He's listened to his heart at last. There's a lot those two need to talk about. So we've kind of just got him to accept stuff, I guess, or... I don't know. By the time Laszlo the regulars shuffle off, I'm about ready to collapse onto the very cobbles below me. Nora hefts the remaining chairs up and into the storage locker. I make a token effort, but I'm exhausted. More hindrance than help. Okay. When we're done, Laszlo reaches up to close the shutter and freezes. He turns, looks Nora dead in the eye.
Nora, sweetheart,
He takes a step toward her.
I'm so sorry. We're broke. Flat broke.
That's about studies, isn't it?
The Naiads. We've run out of track. I don't know what else to do.
Run out.
Money's tight, Polly. Very tight. I can't keep that from you any longer. And now that
Now she's disappeared, I don't know what to do. And I'm scared.
Okay. Nora takes a moment to absorb the information. A multitude of emotions flashing across her face. Without saying a word, she crosses to her grandfather and the two embrace. There's no crying, no words, just two people alone against the world. No, not two, not anymore. 3. Alright. Consequences of objectives. Okay, the objective nodes may generate consequences that impact later chapters of the story. They'll give you access to entire branches of the future and cut you off from others. Keep this in mind when planning your route on the Augural. End of chapter. I mean, I don't really know what these consequences were. Can we see any evidence of these? Maybe. Oh, hang on. It's this, maybe. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not available to us yet. Maybe we can't see it. Interesting. Okay. We've got 8 bliss crystals now. Goodness me. So, I think those persist, do they? They're 13. Don't really know. They're not appearing here, so I don't really know whether they can, where they keep persisting from. I'm not sure really. Alright, not sure. But anyway, there you go, guys. I enjoyed that one. But yeah, probably a lot of thought in that. Maybe more than I needed. I don't know. Maybe I overthought things. I'm not sure, but an interesting one. Yeah. So we've kind of, I don't know. Well, obviously, Laszlo's got no money. I think is the gist of it. He's obviously, this route would have had him talk about a merger with MK probably, or them taking over the business, which he perhaps needs to do because he's got no money. This one's about Ursula. We didn't see that. We tried to lead him down, telling us what his problems are rather than asking him about things that we think are his problems. He seems to be relieved that Ursula's done whatever she's done. But then he's taken down the picture, which is weird, isn't it? I don't know why that is. But clearly, yeah, he's worried about the money. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed that, guys. We'll see where that takes us, I guess. Apparently, decisions may have done consequences somewhere. I'm not sure where. I don't know how these 8 bliss crystals go. Did he persist over to the next thing? I don't know why the power one we didn't. Not sure, really. But that will probably be found out soon. Alright, guys, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.